Would you like to see the alignments and the aspects we're talking about this week? Well, check out the weekly overview on the funastrology.com YouTube channel. A picture really is worth 1,000 words. Boom! Welcome in. Thursday, August 15th, Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller, so glad you're here. Let's talk for just a couple of minutes. You know, I'm recording this yesterday, right before we're doing our Speed Reading 2.0. And by the way, we have another one Saturday afternoon. If you'd like to join that and watch, we're dropping the price every time, so it will be cheaper than it was yesterday. The 2 days left are Saturday and next Tuesday, and you can get both of those for $9.97. Wow. Now, it won't get any cheaper than that. We're not going to go below that, but that's enough. So that's a great deal. You can pick that up at funastrology.com. Monday is the next big astrological day ahead of us. I'm going to set up the weekend, and then tomorrow, Jenny Geyer is coming back. Now, she was here on Tuesday, but we looked at all of this, and I said, hey, what would you like to cover? And she picked the full moon and, of course, at all, right, all the rest of it on Monday. And she wanted to talk about the Mars-Jupiter conjunction from yesterday. So great, and love having that voice. So she's going to carry us through tomorrow. I'll be back Saturday with Merriman, but let's set up this weekend ahead. And you know, I think we're basically what we talked about yesterday. I have seen so many people talking about the just super challenging energy. And whenever you hear that with astrology, take that quarter that you should have nearby, your desk or your pocket or whatever, hold it out and flip that thing around. It's got two sides, just as a very visual reminder. And yesterday we talked about the positive sides of these aspects. I really didn't have any preconception of what might happen around these challenging aspects. You know, the market always is something, it goes up and up and up. And see, that's an indication. What we talked about yesterday, this has two sides. The coin always does. And all this really negative talk on Twitter, which was valid. I mean, definitely valid. I know even Ray was looking for a drop. In this context, to me, the market is a great reflector of the collective. And I've been doing this for 5 years, following this thing every day. And I can tell you, a lot of times, these challenging or positive aspects come along and they just are there. Collectively, they don't move the needle that much. And then there are some, and think back to Saturn-Pluto 2020, there are some that definitely shift and pivot things, and that happened about 10 or 12 days after the aspect. So this energetic river that we are in right now continues through the fall and into next year. Whatever people are saying around you, hold that quarter out. Flip it back and forth, heads and tails. The collective is thinking one side, we're taking the high timeline side. What's happening this weekend? All right, today the moon enters Capricorn, 1:51 p.m. Eastern, and it is in a positive aspect on its way out of Sagittarius. It trines Mercury. Yes, retrograde Mercury, but it is a trine, and according to the rules of Steve Forrest's little lunar system from the Book of the Moon, it definitely has positive characteristics. So you have until basically almost 2 o'clock today Eastern to cash in on that. Set some actions with intentions. Ride that system. It has a high correlation of success, that's for sure. Now, tomorrow, another one of our challenging aspects, those two malefics, we talked about this in the popcorn video, pointed them both out. Mars and Saturn square off tomorrow. Well, it's early. It's 1:30 a.m. Eastern. So for a lot of you, that will be bedtime or thereabouts. And that's just pointing out the exact moment. We've been baking in that all week. That's why the popcorn video was so relevant. What am I talking about? It's a video on YouTube that I did on Monday, just showing all of these aspects. Had some real good feedback on it. So check that out on the Fun Astrology Podcast YouTube channel if you'd like to see that. Saturday, we stage up for the full moon on Monday. Luna enters Aquarius Saturday evening, 5:45 p.m. Eastern. And that is another positive aspect, this time a sextile to Neptune. So positive lunar week up to Saturday, and then the shift takes place because the next time the moon changes signs on Monday, it's an opposition. So we have until basically Saturday evening to play with the moon, at least that system that Steve talks about in the Book of the Moon. Now, the next aspect this weekend, all right, so you see what we've got. Mars, Saturn tomorrow. We're baking in that today. Then the moon enters independent Aquarius on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Mercury, which is in retrograde, squares its higher octave Uranus. That's another early aspect, 5:45 a.m. Sunday morning. And then the Mercury spotlight continues because at almost 10 p.m. Sunday night, the Sun conjoins retrograde Mercury at 26 degrees Leo. All right, what do we do with it? Well, first of all, Mercury is big in the spotlight between now and Sunday night. So that's Mercury in retrograde. So just have a long string, right, and realize stuff could happen. We've had a lot going on here in California this week, and I will tell you that Mercury retrograde has been very present. It has been making itself known. So just realize that's there, and that's just life, right? The surprises could be a little bigger over the next several days with that square to Uranus. But if you pick up all the words, review, reassess, reevaluate, reconsider, repair, you do those kinds of things, you have extra energy in that direction. You know what I would do with that square to Uranus? I would sit down with my journal and a cup of chai tea, and I would think of what is the craziest thing I could dig up out of my subconscious closet and shift. Because remember, we not only have that Mercury-Uranus square. Uranus is basically in a decently tight trine to Pluto about transformation, and it's sextile Neptune. So being honest with myself, and you with yourself, looking at it how it really is. Take those Neptunian foggy glasses off and look at it the way it really is. And just dig inside and say, what is the craziest thing I could let go of? Or change, or shift, or improve. Whatever the transformation work is, you'll be on your highest timeline, and that will come with it as well. See, that takes both into consideration, the Sun and Uranus with Mercury. Wow. Okay, game on for the weekend. You've got a good moon supporting you with it as well. Jenny will be back tomorrow. I'll be back Saturday, and we'll see you again here on Monday for the big, we'll howl on Monday. Ow! We'll howl on Monday. Don't worry. Oh, yeah.